Jeff back again from hionandroid.com, and today we're going to take a look at a product that's a little bit different. It's actually a really exciting product that helps a lot with jobs where you have a lot of paperwork to process or jobs where you need to work with people with other foreign languages that you may or may not know. It's the WorldPenScan X. Now this product will allow you to scan text into your phone, your computer, and then translate the text immediately from any language. So this works as a scanner as well as a translator. Now I want to thank WorldPenScan X for reaching out to me and sending me a review unit of the product. It's actually one product that I saw on Kickstarter and I was pretty excited about it. I ended up missing the Kickstarter, but then they reached out to me and sent me a review unit. I really appreciate that. So I want to go ahead and unbox it. I've actually been using the WorldPenScan X for a little while, but I want to unbox it, show you guys what comes inside. It's also a pretty nice presentation, so I want to show you that as well. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at some of the features, what you can actually do with it. I'll show you the iOS and the Android app that you can actually use with the pen. So you can see here, right there on the inside, we've got the pen itself. You can see there, WorldPenScan X, some nice text. As I said, it's pretty nice packaging. The company there is Pen Power. You can see there right on the side, Pen Power, some Pen Power branding. And then on the back, you can see here, tells you everything that you can actually do with the WorldPenScan X. Tells you a little bit about scanning, translating, the various languages that you can do. We're going to get into that once we get into the apps a little bit. So let's go ahead and open the box, and I'll show you guys what comes inside. So it folds right open here, and you get a micro USB cable, obviously. You get some documentation here on the inside, and then there's a couple flaps that fold out, and then we get the star of the show, the actual pen. So let's go ahead and just put all the box plastic back in the box here. All right, so I'll go ahead and set the box to the side and take a look at the pen here. So here is it's got a little piece of protective plastic there. There's the WorldPenScan X. You can see it's white with some gray branding. You got a power button here. You've got your function button right there. And then here actually is the cap that protects the scanner and the wheel that's going to allow it to glide across the paper. So take a look at that in a second. Down here you've got a place for your micro USB. And yes, you can see here, WorldPenScan. I have plenty of micro USB, so I hadn't unboxed it, actually taken it out of the plastic yet. But they do give you a micro USB cable. You can connect this to your computer to charge it up, or if you have a portable battery charger, I have tons of them, you can use the portable battery charger to charge up your pen on the go. So let's set that there for now. If we take a look, we've got a few other things here that come in the box. You've got your Getting Started Quick Guide. So this tells you how to set up the pen, how to use it to scan, how to set up the various apps. I'm going to show you how to set up the two mobile apps. I'll also talk a little bit about how to set it up with your Mac. That's what I use. So I don't have a PC. I didn't try it with PC, but I did try it with Mac, iOS, and Android. So that's your quick start guide. You've got some other product information from Pen Power telling you about some of their other products they offer. And then, of course, you've got your disk with the software here for Pen Power WorldPenScan X. You can use this if you have a disk drive. If not, you can go online and download the software. You can also get the mobile apps, of course, from either the Play Store or the App Store for iOS. And then also, this product does come with a 1-year warranty and software updates and technical support. So you have your warranty card there, so they'll take care of you if you have any problems. All right, so I really do like this product. It's a pretty interesting product that it's not going to be something that everyone needs, but if you need it, it's going to make your life a lot easier. So I want to go ahead and show you guys a demonstration of how you can scan text directly into your phone using either the Android or iOS app. And then I also want to show you guys how to actually use this to translate text from one language to another. So before we go ahead and do that, I'll go ahead and show you how the app looks on iOS and Android. So I downloaded on both my iPhone and my Galaxy S6. So you see here, I've got my Galaxy S6 here. Let me go ahead and get into the app and I'll give you a quick preview. Just before we get into it, you see here the WorldPenScan app. You've got dictionary, you've got translation, and then you've got data input. So we're going to take a look at all three of those functions and I'll show you guys sort of how all of them work. There are some in-app purchases where you can buy additional dictionaries, but I didn't see any problem with the dictionaries that came installed. You also get a couple free dictionaries when you download the app. I didn't see any issues with actually translating, but I only did French and a few other languages. If you want to do something like Chinese or Japanese, there is a free dictionary app that you can get when you download the regular app, so you can take care of that. And then actually the iOS app looks exactly the same. So if we go right into the iOS app, it's very similar. You can see there WorldPenScan X, just a little bit different layout, but you have the dictionary, translation, and data input. So when you first get your WorldPenScan X, you're going to want to turn it on using the power button at the bottom here. So you see right there the power button. You just press that and hold it for about 3 seconds, and then you'll see the light illuminate right there. And then you'll also see once you actually get it turned on, the power button turns green. And then it's paired up with your phone. So you can see if you go in here and take a look, you'll see right there at the bottom, the battery indicator says we've got about 3/4 battery left for my WorldPenScan X. So you get battery information, and it tells you there at the bottom that the Bluetooth is connected. All right, so now that we've seen the app, sort of seen our way around and how to pair it with your phone, you just open the app and it'll pair right over via Bluetooth. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the features. I want to show you guys how to use it for translating and for scanning. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll come back with some of my final thoughts. Here we have the WorldPenScan X and the iOS WorldPenScan X app set up. We're going to go ahead and scan some text out of one of my mathematics books here. You can see we've got the data input right there. You go ahead and touch on that, and that will open up a box here where you can then use the pen to scan in some information. So here I have one of my partial differential equations math textbooks. I'm going to try to scan in the title here, similarity under scaling. So I'll go ahead and prepare the pen, and you can see the blue light comes on, and we will go ahead and scan it. You can see you want to place it just a few millimeters before the word that you want to scan. So you see here I'm placing it right to the left of the title, and then I'll scan the title. You see the green light lights up. It looks very nice, and then we can look in the app and you see it translated it over perfectly, similarity under scaling. Now once you have the text there, you can do several things. One thing you can do is you can actually search for a definition by tapping on the icon right above there with the check mark, and once you highlight it, click define, and if there are no definitions, then you can actually search the web. So it'll take you right to Google, and then you'll be able to look up and see if there's any definitions on Google. You can see here dimensional analysis, scaling, and similarity from UC Davis Mathematics Department, and scale invariance from Wikipedia. So this is exactly what the article in the book is talking about in this particular chapter. So that's a great feature to have if you're an academic like me. You can use that, and it'll really be helpful for you whenever you're trying to do your work. Once you have got some text here that you want to actually share, you can go ahead and tap the share button, and you have several options. You can choose Facebook, Twitter, Mail app within iOS, and then Gmail. I'm going to use Gmail and just send the text to myself. So you can go up here, enter in your email address, and go ahead and send what you actually got out of the textbook. So that's particularly helpful for me because as an academic, I often need to see what it is that I have. You can see right up there the scanned text, and I can send that to myself. You can see right there I have the email, comes in very nicely. So you can see there that one thing that the scanner does not quite do yet is read mathematics very well. That's not a knock on the scanner. They don't claim to do that, but it would be nice if they add that as a future feature. Otherwise, I really like the scanning feature. It really helps me with some of my work when I have to deal with a lot of PDFs. And now let's take a look at the translating feature of the WorldPenScan X. The next feature we want to take a look at for the WorldPenScan X is the translating feature. Here I have some Asus Zenfone 2 instructions in French. I'm going to go ahead and try to translate them to English. So we just go back into the app and go from data input to translation. I've got it selected for French to English there. So I'm going to go ahead and ready the pen, and we'll go ahead and scan in number 5, the title. And you see you get the green light there. Go ahead and scan that right in, the first line. And then we can see here on the iPhone, we have the text in French. And now if we go back, we can see at the bottom here, we'll have the text in English. And let's see how well the WorldPenScan X did in translating our French text into English text. Right there. Exclusions of this service. Fantastic. It did a very good job translating the first line. Now, if you want to translate the next line, all you have to do is use the function button on the WorldPenScan X. That's where the blue button illuminates. And if you press that button, the blue button, it'll take you to the next line in your translating file. And it'll take you to the next line in your translating file. And then you can utilize the pen to scan in the next line. So you can see here, I've scanned in the next line. And here you can see on the iPhone, we've got the line in French and limited warranty right there in English. So you can see here that the WorldPenScan X does quite a nice job of translating the Asus Zenfone 2 instructions from French to English, just as we would expect. So overall, I would say the WorldPenScan X is quite good at translating. You get quite a few dictionaries with the WorldPenScan X when you actually buy it. There is an option in the app to purchase some additional in-app purchases, which will give you additional dictionaries if you don't find the language you're interested in. But there are a couple free English to Chinese and English to Japanese dictionaries that you get in the beginning, as well as the other basic languages like French, German, and Spanish. So overall, that is the look at the features of the WorldPenScan X. Now let's go ahead and sum up my final thoughts, and we will end the video. All right, YouTube, so we just took a look at the WorldPenScan X. I showed you guys some of the features that the WorldPenScan X has. We took a look at how to scan some information into your phone and also how to translate some information from French into English using the WorldPenScan X. Just a couple more comments. We did use the iOS app, so I showed you guys the iOS app for WorldPenScan. You also have the Android app, so don't forget, you can also get this on Android. So I showed you the one for my Galaxy S6 as well. The other thing is this also works on PC and Mac. So if you want to translate onto your computer, you can then use Microsoft Word or Office applications to use the text that you translated in those applications. You can also search the web, of course, with that. The PenScan X does come with the software to use your computer. And then I wanted to say a few things about battery life. This thing gets pretty good battery life, to be honest. I played with it pretty much most of this week, just scanning some various things from math textbooks, translating some various instructions from a bunch of my phones, from French, Spanish, into English. Overall, I was able to end up getting about 3 to 5 hours battery life translating. I've left it on sometimes, when I wasn't just scanning straight through, you leave it idle while you're not actually scanning anything. But you should be able to get 3 solid hours of scanning with this battery, and that's if you're scanning the whole entire time. If not, you'll get quite a bit more out of it. So if you want to use this for scanning information from a foreign language textbook for a class you're taking, that's definitely a reasonable thing to do. Just keep in mind the few tips that I did give, which is hold this thing at a 70 to 80 degree angle when you're scanning. Make sure you have plenty of nice bright white light so that it's nice and well lit. And also make sure that you are starting a couple of millimeters before the text that you want to scan. You should be fine. And you can charge it up, remember, with your computer, so you got your micro USB right there. Overall, this is a pretty solid product. If you work in the professional industry, finance, where you need to communicate with people using different languages, different sorts of bank fonts, this thing will translate all of those things for you. If you work in academia like me, use a lot of articles, a lot of papers, and you want to scan your text and save it for later analysis, this is also great. And if you just wanted to you love gadgets and you wanted to use this, one use I could see, which they outline in their video, is if you take it to a restaurant, like a Japanese restaurant, a Chinese restaurant, and the menu is in Japanese or Chinese, you could pull this out and scan and you would know what all the menu items were. So that's obviously an extreme example, but I could definitely see that being fun. If you're a tech head, you would love to impress people with that. I will drop the link in the description to this guy. It's $169.95 from the company Pen Power. You can purchase it on their website. I'll also drop the Amazon link down there if anyone's interested. Had a lot of fun reviewing this product, so I'd like to thank them for sending it out to me. Well, that's it for the WorldPenScan X review and unboxing. If you guys enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you like this content, subscribe to my channel for more tech videos, including Android and iOS. And please check out my social media pages, Twitter and Google+, and give me a follow. I'd love to hear from you guys about what you want to see on the channel. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.